I mean, from the first time I saw Ain't Too Proud, I was like, I would love to be in. I was like, I would love for this to be my Broadway debut. First audition for it did not go great. I mean, walked in, danced my heart out, but I had to sing just my imagination, and it it didn't come out the way I hoped for it to, to come out. But then fast
Mhm.
forward, I mean, it just goes to show you, like, even though a door that seems open for you, um, that seems to close, doesn't mean that it's going to close all the way. Or if that door closes, another one will open. But in terms of my inspiration, it's truly my mom, Annalise, both of our family members, and our loved ones. And it's so, I mean, it's crucial. I tell people, like, please, like, be careful with who you have in your circle, because you just you just want to be around the love and support that we all
Mhm.
deserve. You know what I mean? You don't deserve to be,
Yeah.
no one deserves to be, walking about in this world where somebody's like, why are you doing that? It's hard to do this. It's hard to do this. Why are you still trying?
Mhm.
Why do you still believe that this can be a reality? Um, which is why I'm just so thankful, so fortunate. Like, every day, I'm just like, thank you for blessing me with all the loved ones in my life, because without them, I honestly don't know if I would be here right now.
Yeah. What are some things you do, habits, routines, like to help you ground yourself or have discipline in your art?
Hmm. Also, in terms of, because it's going to tie into the
Oh,
discipline in my art, is seeing my loved ones, and whether they're performing in New York or outside of New York regionally, or see them on a TV show, like, hey, Darius, like, make sure you watch this. I know I'm in it, but I'm not just telling you to watch it, but like, I can see you
yeah.
on this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for that inspiring me to discipline myself is, like, taking class whenever I can. I mean, because sometimes, our schedules is, as we go on, our schedules can get pretty
Hectic.
hectic, pretty hectic. And I would discipline myself by, working out, exercising, or move my body, to go see new work, despite what people may say about this show, or like, oh no, you can't see this show, you got to go see this show.
Hmm.
Like, I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna go no matter what somebody would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to absorb and gain more insight of, like, when going forward in terms of auditioning, in terms of trying to get seen for new work, and things that is just cooking up. Also, I mean, nowadays, I tell a lot of people, especially, people just asking for advice in general, like, there's like, how can I, if I can afford class too, like, what? I'm like, dude, woman, yo, go on your couch, get that remote, download HBO Max, download Netflix, Hulu. There's so much out there, and so much that will continue to be out there, because this just work for everybody. Even for those who can't even imagine being on TV and film, there's so much work that's happening right now that can allow you to, let's say you get an audition for Scandal, and you never seen Scandal. I,
Hmm.
I will tell you,
Binging all 5 seasons ASAP.
I would tell that person to, I'll be like, hey, just watch like an episode or two, just to familiarize yourself with the piece. You know what I mean? That's what Annalise and I, and a lot of our colleagues do, is we'll watch that franchise a little bit, or whichever the show is.
Hmm.
Or if you're getting seen for a movie or a feature film, even a short film, you can look at the creatives. That's the discipline for me, is doing the homework, the research, in terms of who's tied into it, what writers is tied into it. Oh, this writer did stuff for, for The Good Doctor, and for Grey's Anatomy. Okay. I mean, I know the Good Doctor, but I don't really know the vibe of Grey's Anatomy. Let me tap into that a little bit before I do this audition. And
Hmm.
just to stay afloat. You know what I mean? Because if I could take class every single day, I would. I
Hmm.
would. Um, because because it just helps ground us more, as artists. Um,
Yeah.
and just to be able to just, even in that short of doubt or that moment of like, I don't know if I could, you remember, back went to that class where everybody was like, see,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you know what I mean? But even if you can't have that right away, you can still find ways of how to adapt to that character that you just were, introduced to.
Yeah.
Um, a lot goes into that in terms of the discipline. I mean, at least and I live by that. Live by that.
Mm-hmm. We have a question here. How did you deal with a bad audition, mentally or emotionally?
I will put on the latest episode of The Last of Us, or I would see if I'm all caught up on like Apple Elementary. I mean, I literally we got to be able to, okay, that happened, but hey, I did it. I walked in the room, or I walked on
Mhm.
that Zoom call back. You get off, hey, you were there. We know that it's possible to be in that room, to get to that place, or even if you fought so hard to get in that room, if you don't have an agent, or if you like applied on like casting networks or Actors Access or Backstage, and you fought so hard to get into that room that you've been so desperately to get in, and then it finally didn't go that well. It's okay. It's a-okay. We if we sit and mourn, mourn is probably not the best term, but if we just sit and just, live in that world of
Yeah,
like defeat, we
just breathe it in.
we won't be able to excel. You know what I mean? We won't be able to, have prosperity in the sense of knowing that um we are meant to do what we love to do,
Mm.
whether we're on the stage or we're backstage, or whether we're on screen or we're behind the screen, or whether we're in the office, typing emails and reaching out to different sponsors to make sure that this program for the arts is here when we're no longer here. And just because, one person, says no, or one person doesn't give you this job, doesn't mean that you're not meant to do this. So I just really think that it's important during the bad audition that you just do what brings you peace afterwards. You talk to that loved one. You get that chicken buffalo dip from Trader Joe's, and you get that favorite chip or whatever you like. I mean, I like the veggie sticks, and I like to dip it in there. Everybody has their preference.
Mhm.
But whatever, just like how you just smiled,
Mhm.
just how you just showed
Mhm.
your beautiful smile. Do that
Yeah.
afterwards. Whether it's good or bad. Because even during great and good auditions, sometimes we won't even get it or even hear anything. It's like, wait, I slayed that. What the heck? What? Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. We just got to keep on forging ahead. We just have to keep. It's literally at this thing. It's literally at this thing. It's a constant motor. And the moment you start to do this, and that motor is not running anymore, then you're you're gonna feel it to the point where you're gonna
Mhm.
be like, dang, I miss doing that. Why did I stop? You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So just know that with a bad cookie, a good cookie will present itself eventually.
Mhm. So you mentioned earlier that you are currently in a show. Could you tell us a little bit more about it and your role in it?
Yes, doing Blues for an Alabama Sky, written by Pearl Clegg and directed by Nicole A. Watson, here at the main stage, the Worthel stage, here at the Guthrie. It's a beautiful play. It's a story that's told by all Black people, but it's a story for all people. And
Mm.
this play really, it just inspires oneself to dream and to hope. You leave the theater with hope, but you're gonna feel tragedy. You're gonna feel empathy. You're gonna feel sorrow, because it takes place during the Harlem Renaissance, the Great Depression. It's the 30s. It's the 1930s. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and jobs were scarce back then, for a performer or any kind of work. You know what I mean? Even as a carpenter, just like work in general was so thin. But you start off in this play knowing what friendship is. Like the play is built around friendship and love and to dream. Well, so there's four friends. One is a doctor. One is a social worker, that's fighting for abortion rights and making better health choices for women who don't want to have a child. Also, an aspiring costume designer who's been in contact with Josephine Baker, and then an incredible performer singer who just wants to be, like just like the next big hit in New York City. And the role that I play is Leland Cunningham, and he comes from Tuskegee, Alabama. Just for and he's hopeful too. He's hopeful in the sense that, because he got away from home, it would allow him to not forget, but to heal from recent information that really hurt him. So the way that the play, how it happens, and from beginning to end, it's like you're just hoping for everybody. But by the time you get to act two, it's like, wait, I don't know what's about to happen, but I hope that this can happen for this person or for these two. Or I mean, oh dang, I didn't even realize this person was going through that. So now I'm still hoping for everybody in the sense, but not everybody wins. And usually with with a lot of Black plays, Black plays that I've seen or read, from the course of school or seeing in New York and just around the globe, there's no uplift at the end. And with this piece, that's why I really want you to read it. I'm gonna just email you the PDF.
Okay.
I'm gonna just email you the
Thank
PDF.
you.
Once you get to the end, you're like, wow, there's still hope. You know what I mean? So I'm really thankful that I get to do this play, especially during Black History Month. And it's the first time one of Pearl Clegg's pieces is being told at the Guthrie, which is incredible and kind of insane because she's written, not only plays but so many novels and so forth. And it was our amazing director's debut, and she, slays things like nobody's business. You just have to, if you look at her resume, you'd be like, oh, okay. Like, oh my gosh, I hope I get there one day.
Yeah.
But it's been a huge blessing and an honor, honestly, doing this. And like I was telling you before, like this, before we started the live, that the role that I play, even though it does get to a place of like really emotional, like how can you bring yourself to these circumstances in the moment and be able to live there, during an 8-show week. It's because of the amazing crew, in terms of cast and creatives and crew. It's been nothing but this from day in and day out, which is not always the case. It's not always the case. Sometimes you could be in a room and you got to be like, okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And then you'll go home, you'll cry, oh yeah, what happened in the room? I just, versus like, trying to like, fix things or trying to just trying to figure it out versus just, what, let's just be in the moment and be there for everybody, because it's not about us at the end of the day. It's about getting this bad boy on its feet. And it's just been an awesome experience of just being back. But I'll tell you later, but like, from playing Rick to this role, everybody was like, all right, maybe the next role that you do over here is more on the happier sense. I'm like
Switch it up a bit.
I'm like, I could agree with you on that. Wish you could see it, but I'm gonna send you the PDF to this masterpiece.
Thank you. I will definitely read it. Last question. before we end, what is your biggest piece of advice to young artists who are trying to break it into the entertainment industry?
Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop till you get enough. Keep. I don't know. I don't know but I'm so like I mean it from the like all of Darius means this so much. Like just please do not give up.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're rooting for you all. You know what I mean? Wherever you are out there, who wants to do this, or if you just want to be a part of the arts somehow, just with the no's, just know that with 10 no's, there will be a yes that'll come. Sometimes it could be 20 no's. Then next thing you know, you'll be looking at like 2 or 3 yeses. There was so many times. I mean. That I could literally tell you, there were so many times where I doubted myself to the point where I was just like, yeah, I didn't do good on that. And the next thing you know, I'll get a call like, hey, Darius, you booked it. And it's like, whoa, huh? Oh, God, really? Oh, okay. We have to, it's a constant reminder that we have to instill in our brains, literally embed in there, in our brains, our hearts, our soul, our everything, that like, we can do whatever it is that we want to do. It's just a matter of just knowing that we can do it, and it's really a trust. You have to think of like the word trust is a muscle in you, and you have to continuously build up and support that muscle of trust, and also going back to like what keeps you inspired, the people. I mean, like one of my closest friends from West Side Story flew out here before he's about to go on vacation with his partner, and before he starts a major project in New York that's starting pretty soon in May. Surprised me. My father surprised me. My stepmom. And not to go deep, deep in depth in terms of like back then, like my father was like, you need to make sure you have a backup plan, and next thing you know, he's like, forget what I said, because
they see it now. That's the thing too. That's where parents act. That's where their words of advice come from. It's like once, and this goes for everybody, you're absolutely right, where so long as you trust yourself, you trust your vision, and you make the choice to trust it, because I think also that's what it comes down to, like the choices that you make. Everything is lining up with your vision. You are trusting it. Absolutely. And then people see it, and then they take back what they said. They're like, you know what? This seems to be working out for you.
Absolutely. It's cliche as that may sound. It's factual. It's fact.
Yeah.
Just keep on going. I mean, one of my favorite, I love finding Nemo. One of my favorite sayings is just keep swimming. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me in the movie theater crying to find Nemo. Crying. Like, oh my God, let's keep swimming.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I hope that that resonates with everybody in the best way possible. Just keep on going and keep on swimming.
I think it definitely will. Well, that is time. Thank you so much, Darius. I really, really, really appreciate you taking the time to share your experience, your words of wisdom with the rest of us. This is
Huge
Statement
fan. Biggest fan next to your beautiful parents and family and your partner and everybody. I'm so appreciative of you, Mildred. Thank you. And to everybody watching, don't stop till you get enough.
Now this has been Mildred on IG Live with Darius. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye.
See you soon.